Oh, and we are recording now. All right, welcome back, everybody. This is part 2 of our conversation. This is a 2-part podcast.
Hello.
My phone's going off because my wife is probably wondering why the fuck am I still talking, and obviously this is the conversation that we have chose. Again, welcome back to the episode of part 2 of World War One and postmodern fucking war that's probably going to lead to the fucking Iraq war. Somewhere down the line, so we discussed World War One and how it happened and what's going on. My other dog is in here, Toby, and he is wanting attention, I guess. And get down, get down, get down, get down, okay. Or fall down. So that's pretty much what we discussed World War One and what happened and how we fucked Germany. And so World War Two starts, and Japan is going to war with China right now. So we were talking about Japan. Me and you was talking about it. I know we were talking about it off air or whatever, and we were talking about Japan and their Jesus Christ, man, they're a fucking dog.
Yeah.
Like they're
freaking savages.
Yeah, they're players.
Yeah.
They've been true players for a long time. I think it's kind of funny is that how Japan and us are very similar. They were founded on war. Yeah. They were founded as warriors. Mm-hmm. You had the samurais, and they believe in total, like their thought process on fucking war was just like pretty much complete utter end.
Yeah.
Like they was gonna go to like the full lengths. Like if it wasn't for us dropping nukes on them, like I think that our war would probably still be going on right now because they was willing.
Korea, like another Korea.
Yeah.
Hey, let's just pause for a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They was willing to go to it. Something about that the fucking Asian area. Those they're fucking war. They've been around for a long time, bro.
Yeah.
Like China. China led the way for a long time. We always I still think that if we ever fought China, I still believe we would kick the shit out of them.
Yeah, I think so.
But I think they also have the same mentality as the Japanese is that they would went to the ultimate end. Like they would go on the full length. So this is going on. So Germany and Japan commit to each other, right? They form their own party. They're both fucking testing science experiments on fucking people at this point. Germany's killing Jews. Japanese are killing Chinese people. They're going like fucking insane. Like these people are like, they're doing evil things, and U.S. is just sitting back.
Huge massacres across China.
Oh yeah, dude. Massacres. There was the what was it, Unit 875 or some shit, or I forget what the unit is called, but it was like they were doing science experiments and they were doing evil shit.
Yeah.
On fucking Chinese people, and I don't think it gets mentioned because 8 million Jews versus probably a couple 100,000 fucking Chinese. Yeah, there was more than that, but it was the massacres that they were doing. I don't know what he is doing, my dog, being weird, but there was there's massacres going on right now, and the U.S. is just sitting back. We're just like, oh shit, this is what's going on. So U.S. amps up. Actually, the funny thing is U.S. amps up training with Australia during this time period because Australia's in so when World War II starts, and Australia is fucking they're in the fight.
Yeah. Because
they're the Commonwealth, they're part of the whole Commonwealth thing, and as I open a beer, so they're in the fight, and we're just there to help them. We're just training. We're sending dudes. We're doing mercenary shit again.
Yeah.
Doing our illegal shit. So, Japan, at this point, we're going to talk. So, you got Germany going on in Europe right now. Germany is fucking, really fucking invading people, and, they're fighting everybody, up in Germany. Germany is fucking handling. Yeah. They're handling Europe this time. Mm-hmm. This time around, they're like, we're going to do it better than what we did the last time, but we're going to fight everybody. And so they are fighting everybody at this point. And Japan's like, well, we'll help. we had the same views. You have imperialism and socialism, which is pretty much the same fucking thing. Socialist, fascist, or whatever it is. When we were talking about socialism, and when we was talking about socialism and fascism, and how that it tied together, and when we were talking about it, we were saying that this is going on right now in Russia, and this is going on in fucking Japan, and this is going on in Germany. And you got socialism, communism, and China's going communist, and there's all this going on right now. And so these are the fucking like party lies where they were just like, well, we're gonna like Japan. I think Japan they formed allies with Germany is because they didn't want to fight them. And I think that's what they were like, well, we don't want to fight them, but we're going to join them. So we'll unite each other's war because we have the same common goal. And I think like Japan wants fucking China. They just want China. They just want it. And Russia has ties to there, and Germany hates Russia. And so I think they had some kind of common ground on who they hate. And they're like, well, you hate Chinese and I hate Russians, but we can attack fucking Russia from both sides.
And in between this time was the Russo-Japanese War.
Yeah.
So after World War I, Japan beat Russia, which is fucking hilarious.
Gonna bring it back again.
I'm just gonna keep bringing that up. So, well, when World War II started up, Germany and Russia had a non-aggression pact, basically.
Yeah, and
Germany violated.
Well, that's when they invaded Ukraine, and that's when they said that they were like, "This is over.
Yeah,
we're going to war." And Russia was just like, "That's fine. I'm willing to kill millions of my own people to end your cause."
Yeah.
So Russia gets involved, and Russia's playing, and then at this point you have Russia. And then you have Germany, and then Belgium, and all these other countries that are getting involved. And like Germany is just like, well, Austria, you want to get back into this fight again? Get the old gang together and get the old gang. So Austria is just like, well, Germany's thriving. They're doing well. They're booming. So they join.
Yeah.
And
pretty early.
Yeah, they join. They obviously they're going to because it's your favorite cousin.
Right. Yeah. Germany went to bat for them.
Yeah.
Lost everything. So
Yeah. So Austria did kind of seem like to be the winner on that one. They were like, oh, hey, you went to bat for me. Yeah, sure, fuck it, we'll join. And so, because I'm pretty sure Germany was just like, remember that time? I don't know if you remember. It was the Treaty of Versailles that I got fucked. So let's get the gang back together. Let's thrive together. So Austria fucking submits. They're like Nazi,
right?
Nazi Austria. Mm-hmm. And so Nazism is fucking flying around, and everybody's just like, well, Nazis, whatever, man. They can do whatever they want. U.S. is still like, I don't want any involvement in it because I'm trying to figure out this Great Depression, right. And USA is pulling their fucking hair out. Trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with the depression going on. They're like, I don't know what to fucking do. So obviously, my greatest president that I've ever fucking the Democrats look up to and they love so much creates welfare.
Mm-hmm. Which is the end of civilization.
Yes,
we're still feeling the effects of that right now.
Yeah. So it was a temporary fix to a major problem. So we the U.S. have found ways to constantly, temporarily fix our major problem. Mm-hmm. Our major problem was that there was too many people back because after war, people populate. Mm-hmm. So I would like to see the numbers of our war that we fought in. I would like to see the numbers of population before it and then after it and see how much more has grown. Because, like, what do? You go to war, you come home, you remember it. You go to war, you come back from the combat zone, and dudes that are married or dudes that have girlfriends, they're pregnant. Like, within, 6 or 7 months that they're home. Yeah. Because what do? They fuck.
Yeah, they fuck, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just, dudes are over here fucking people, and women are getting pregnant, yada, yada, yada. So you create a huge population. And I think it was too huge for the U.S. to handle after World War I. I think, I don't think we lost millions in World War I. We lost millions. But the dudes that did come back, they came back and was just like, I'm going to fuck everything that walks. So they, you know, it is what it is. So they go around, they're fucking everything. More babies are being popped up. Babies are coming out of nowhere. So this has happened. So you have babies being fucking born. Now you have to have jobs, and they don't have skills. The VA is fucking terrible. The VA gets better. It gets better for World War II because they fought for it. Each generation prior will always fix the VA. It's just our VA right now is fucking shit, but it's not compared to what it was. Okay, so the VA is fucking terrible for veterans and after World War One. They finally get some. I think it was the bill that was passed in 1919 where they gave them. They gave them a little bit more benefits. They had a medical center. They had a little bit of benefits. They, got compensation and all this other stuff. So you have that going on. Prior to that, you had the Act of 1865. The Act of 1865 for veterans was the act that they can't charge you for credit, or they can't charge you for bills or take your land and all that other stuff if you're still at war. So, obviously we had that, and then it was the bill or act or whatever they want to call it of 1919 or 1920, I believe, one of the 2 years around that time period where they tried to fix the VA because there was an uprising. There wasn't, because there was in DC they had the march with veterans, and that was also led by the fascists. So at this point they wanted what happened and was FDR fucking activated the National Guard. It was, or not the National Guard, activated the Army, I believe. And he, they killed veterans. So it was a fucking bloody battle on the streets of the U.S. Imagine that shit. Now we don't really talk about it, but that's the last time the veterans had an uprising. Now see, if we kept going down the path with the left-wing Obama's kind of fucking socialist bend over backwards kind of mentality, I believe that the veterans now would probably have been like, we're going to war, bro. Like,
at a certain point, you had to. At a certain point, you have to take back your country.
Yeah. So I think, the whole change of pace of Trump and everything kind of, I don't know if it would happen because I think a lot of us just want to be left alone. But I'm pretty positive that there's still those dumb idiots that would believe in the cause and support the Constitution and yada yada yada. And so this is going on, right? Like this is happening in the 20s. Veterans are fucking furious. So they kind of die out when the whole fascist thing gets caught and the FBI fucking cracks down on it and yada yada yada. So they've turned to
communist witch hunts.
Yeah, and
late 30s, right?
Yeah, that was in the all the way up to the fucking 60s, pretty much, that they were doing the communist witch hunt. So this is going on, and the U.S. is fucking weird right now at this time period. They don't know what the fuck to do. Like, you got Germany, like, literally on your fucking doorstep, and then you got Japan murdering fucking Chinese people, and we're sending Marines, we're sending divers, we're sending, we're sending SEAL teams out there. Before they were SEAL teams, but we're sending Marines, right? And they're reporting back saying that, like, hey, this is like the Boxer Rebellion was in 1925. Yeah. So we got fucking Dan Daly over there fucking murdering motherfuckers with his hands. And, I love my Marine Corps history. Like, I love the Corps. Love everything about it. I hated it, but I loved it. It was bureaucrat, not a bureaucrat. So they're going through, and they're like, hey, bro, like, Japan's kind of fucking serious right now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're trying to help out China, and like China's like, please help us. And then we're like, we'll send a couple battalions of Marines, we'll be fine. So we're over there. We've been over there. We've been over in the Pacific area for fucking years now at this point, right? The U.S. didn't want any involvement in what fucking Japan's doing. Japan's taking islands. Yeah. Japan's they're rolling. They're steamrolling through. They're just like, this empire is going to happen. And they're fucking taking over areas. And we're trying to help out the Chinese, but we're trying to stay off the books. Yeah. And, we're also training in Australia, and Australia is just like, hey, bro, like, Japan's almost Japan's going to try to take us. Yeah. So you have Australia, who was also a player in World War I, but we don't talk about them because at that point they were still under the Commonwealth. Yeah. And they were
pretty much most of the wars.
They fought in every war. Every war that we go into, they will be there. They will be there for us. I don't know why. I mean, we are two different types of fucking people. Your country was founded from fucking prisoners because it was a British prison island that they sent their prisoners. We were founded by guys that threw tea into a harbor.
Yeah.
So, I mean, probably similar, probably criminals.
Yeah.
So Australia is, at this point, Australia is just like, hey, bro, like, we really need help. So we're like, all right, we're going to help you out. So, you know, years goes on, this fucking weird ass fucking empire Nazism thing is growing, and we're kind of like, man, this is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Like,
and we stopped trading with Japan, which really fucked them on their oil because they don't really have.
Yeah, they don't have resources in an island.
So.
It's the same thing with like the UK. If like see, the only reason why UK is friend with us is because we supplied them with resources. Now, don't get me wrong, we're similar people, we're different breed, but I don't care what Britain does or the UK or whatever the fuck they want to call it, because we kind of gave up on 1776. We kind of said fuck you.
Right.
So I can understand it, but we're trading allies. So whatever we do, they join in. Regardless, because they need us. They like for the up to the turn of the century, from 1900s on, we were their largest export for them, or import for them, I guess. How would you? Their imports, like our exports, their imports, was wood, because they cut down all their fucking trees. So, you know, at this point, they need us. Okay, they will always support us regardless. So we're just like fucking watching them get bombed, and we're like, I don't know if we really want to be involved.
Yeah.
And so, Britain's like, we really need help.
Yeah.
And Europe is just like, we really need help, man. These Nazis are fucking crazy, dude. Like, they're fucking, like, they're taking over. They're stealing everything. They're burning arts. They're destroying, like, the whole Renaissance era was pretty much wiped out because of Germany.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of their Renaissance stuff. And then, not only that, is Mussolini is in.
Yeah.
So, he's a
fascist.
Yeah. He was a, what was it? It was something they called it. I forget what they called it, but he's a fascist. So he's another fascist. He gets involved.
Hitler and him didn't really get along. It was kind of like they both had similar end goals, so they figured they can work together.
Well, if you look at both of them, and you look at so Hitler and Stalin, right? They were friends. Like, I wouldn't say they're friends, but they were frenemies.
Yeah.
They supported the same cause, but their ideology. See, Mussolini was a bitch, because I mean, let's be honest, because Germany pretty much gave him an ultimatum that said join or die, and Mussolini was just like, I kind of like living, and I like the luxuries of the life that the Germans are giving.
Yeah.
So he joins.
Yeah. Well, they need him because he's right next to the Middle East, where all the Germans oil comes from.
Yes. So it was a sense of I mean. It is their frenemies. Well, same end goal that Stalin wanted. Stalin wanted complete control of Europe, and I mean, but see, we don't talk about the Russian side. Like, we talk about it. Like, the U.S. is like, okay, that's the start of the Cold War, but when we, you know, obviously we know what happened in the war. Germany loses. We take half of Germany. Russia takes the other half.
Yeah.
Okay, and we seen what they wanted. Like, once they took the other half of Germany, we were like, I know what you want now. Yeah. And I want that. You know what I mean? Like, because after World War I, everybody was just like, the U.S. is a player. Their cards, like, they're there. I don't care what they do. Like, people didn't care what we did. They just knew that we were a player. Because most of the conflicts and stuff that we got involved in, we really wasn't fighting wars. We were going there to solve other people's problems.
Like the Philippines.
Yeah. Well, we had Teddy Roosevelt, who it's kind of funny how it goes with Teddy and me. Like I hate FDR, but I love Teddy, because they were two different people, completely on the two opposite sides. And Teddy believed in the American imperialism. Like, he wanted to fucking conquer. Like, surprised he didn't get much power, because that guy was, you know, he was fucking legit, but he was also insane. So Teddy is going around fucking, we're doing conflicts under Teddy's stuff because I'm surprised Teddy was probably the last president that we had that probably would lead men into battle. Like he seems like the kind of guy that he was just like, we're going to war.
Yeah.
No, sir, you're the president. You can't go to war. We're going to war.
No, I already got my shit.
Yeah, I'm going to war, bro. I'm going to war. So you know what I mean? Like Teddy was kind of one of those guys. Like he was a fucking warmonger. So we're doing conflicts and stuff, and everybody's just like, well, the U.S. they're pretty powerful. They are one of the largest. They control pretty much a lot of shit that we need. We kind of need you in a fight. World War I happens. We get into the fight, and obviously some of them, like the British and the French, would be like, you got in a little late, and it's just like, but we finish. You know what I mean? Like, we finished. We did something that you couldn't. Because if it wasn't for our backs and our relief, because we're a better country at relieving than we are at fucking starting shit. So this is going on. U.S. is just like, nah, man. And I'm pretty sure what's going on is that Britain's just like, we really need you guys.
Well, yeah, they were boldly asking, but you had FDR that wanted to get in on it, and you got a lot of people in the administration that wanted to get on it, but most of America was like, we just want to eat. Can we not go to war? And I just want to.
Yeah, I'm poor. I'm hungry.
And be able to try to feed my family.
We just got done with a war.
I'm not trying to go fight right now.
Yeah, so. And that was the American people. The American people was just like, we fought the last war. We seen what happened. Yeah. We seen what it did to us. Mm-hmm. We seen what our brothers look like.
Yeah.
We seen what our neighbors look like.
Not trying to do this again.
Yeah, we're not trying to do this. And then Canada's involved now. They're involved in World War II. And they were involved in World War One, but nobody really talks about it because it's kind of like the French. Like, I mean, come on, man. Nobody talk. No offense to Canadians, man. Like they're fucking war fighters. I met quite a few Canadians that are just solid dudes, man. It's just their country sucks. It's cold all the time, and they pay high taxes, and they have a retard for their fucking prime minister. So, so they, this is going on, and they're literally like you said, Britain's just like holding up a huge fucking sign out front of our house that says please join, and we're like no unless they attack us. And like Hitler, the funny thing is Hitler was planning on attacking us, but then he was just like, I don't want, because he had a whole bunch of U-boats around us, and the U.S. was just like, you better pump those brakes, bro. Like one fucking round comes anywhere near me. And so like we're doing this, right, man? And like the whole time we're like searching for nuclear weapons. So we have the advancement of technological warfare from trench warfare to actually fucking invading and not using trenches, because so this is the evolution of war. So from World War One, it was the huge increasement. We had fully automatic machine guns. We actually had fucking long rifles. We had swords for fucking bayonets, pretty much. But it's the we had MBGs, we had mustard gas, we had chemical warfare. You had the trench gun, and you had the turnaround of the ammo and the resources of war and stuff. So World War One, we have so you get all this advancement there. Then World War Two happens. So we're getting into even more advancement. So Hitler's just trying to get nuclear weapons, and I'm pretty sure we still have our hands in everything. Yeah. Like we're always going to have our hands in shit. We're just like, okay, we have our hands here. Hitler's trying to get nuclear weapons. What does that mean? An atom bomb means pretty much mass destruction.
Japan was working on something too.
Japan was working on it.
Water or something. It wasn't a hydrogen bomb, but it had something to do with like water.
Yeah.
Something.
So Nazi Germany happens. They create probably the best fucking machine gun methods out of we stole their machine gun. Everything. Yeah. So we pretty much took their method of war, because Hitler's method of war was to invade by air, land, and sea. Or in the stages. So you go by air, you bomb the fuck out of them, then you go by tank, and then you go by artillery, and then you send your troops in.
Yeah.
So we took that method. We adopted after that, because for the longest time we did the whole fucking Marine Corps was famous for, which you guys call us bullet sponge, because we still fucking practice it, and that is to storm a beach.
Yeah.
run as fast as we can, get to the objective, kill people while we can. You're going to die. That's the whole method of the Marine Corps.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, the Army realized how dumb that was during D-Day.
Yeah.
Like, wow, this is really...
Yeah.
really
Well,
dumb.
you know, the crazy part is that we're going to lead up to D-Day. So this is all going on, and we're like, fuck, man, we really need to do something. Mm-hmm. And like FDR, they wanted in because Churchill and FDR kind of similar, kind of like powerful figures during that time period. Yeah. They just, you know, whatever. One, they're both fucking, they're powerful. So FDR is just like, man, I really want to end this fucking war. Mm-hmm. So the stupid fucking motherfuckers over in the little island land decided to say, oh, not today, Round Eye. Yeah. And they bombed Pearl Harbor. Now, they killed a couple thousand people, and the U.S. was just like, huh.
And that was in retaliation for us cutting their aid.
Well, that it was a retaliation for cutting their aid, and it was also it was show of force. To be honest, is that like I said, we were training in Australia. We were in China. We were there. Yeah. We were doing secret shit. We were doing secret squirrel shit that nobody even fucking wants to talk about. But we were doing some bad shit. Yeah. I mean, we were doing goon shit.
Right.
So we, you know, you attacked the Navy, and which, I mean, our sisters, they had no, I don't know why they can't fucking, you know, they need us. They need Marines, I guess.
I guess so.
Dick riding over here a little bit. So, you know, they attack us, and then follow suit. Germany obviously declares wars on the U.S., and the U.S. is like, not happening. Sit your little ass down. Yeah. And so the U.S. goes and fucking, obviously the most famous day ever, we do D-Day. Yeah. And they knew about it. They fucking knew. Yeah. Because, you know, they were like, all right. So, but they were fighting. See, the issue with D-Day, why it was so successful, and why it will always be remembered as one of the greatest days, not because of the, like, not taking anything from those men. Those men went through fucking hell. Yeah. And I will never take it from them. But they didn't fight Germany's best. They fought Germany's secondary. Because Germany was fighting fucking Russians. Yeah. And they were too busy on that front. So they pulled all their machine gunners, all their fucking their big dick bastards. Yeah. They pulled them to fight the Russian front. And they left their secondary guys. Now, I'm not taking it...
They did pull Rommel out of North Africa because they didn't know what's happening. And we did the whole campaign to try to... that whole... we said that we was going to attack somewhere else. Killed all these other places. Yeah. And we really thought they was going to fool Rommel. But apparently... he's not as dumb as people were hoping that he was. Yeah. So he kind of knew that general era that actually made sense. Yeah. But Hitler actually told him...
So Hitler didn't listen to his military advisors.
Yeah, which is common at that time. He didn't listen to anybody.
Yeah. So a corporal, pretty much, in the fucking military that he was, didn't want to listen to his fucking generals who said, hey, they're coming. Yeah. And like, we even fucking broadcast it. We were like, motherfucker, we are coming. Right. Here's a note, here's a letter, here's a date, here's a location, here's the motherfuckers that's going to be there. And I guarantee you, you're not going to stop us. And then like, Hitler's just like, oh, well, you know, I'm going to do me. I'm going to kill Jews. And then like, you know, we were like, we're coming. We gave you 2 weeks notice. We're coming. We're coming. Okay, we're here. Yeah. Now, this is when the game... like, this is the reason why I love these two wars and how they're so fucking good. It's because this is when America was just like, I am the motherfucker. Yeah. I am that motherfucker. You know that guy that you see on the video with wearing that t-shirt that says, I am that motherfucker, and has a fanny pack, and you're like, don't fuck with that dude? That's us. That's us, motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what America was. Like, and it still is. America, like... I mean, we're just seasoned vets. That's all we are when it comes to war. And so, Japan bombs us. I've seen that. You ever seen the meme I posted of the Pikachu wow face when it was just like Japan bombed 2,000 fucking Americans? We had annihilated entire two cities. Yeah. So we were like, okay, so this war had been when, like, Patton hated Marine Corps. Because it's Patton. I respect the shit out of him. Yeah. Whatever. He's an Army general. Yeah. Probably one of the only few that I know that's from the Army. So Patton hated the Marine Corps. That's why we was on the boats, and you guys did the whole D-Day. Like, we were chilling out on the boats. Marines were like...
It was a great day for engineers, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time was a little off. The motherfuckers came too soon.
Yeah. So the Marine Corps is just chilling out on the boat, and they're like, hey man, this is our bread and water. Like this is what we do. This is what we do. We storm beaches, and he's like, sit your little ass down, motherfucker. And then like obviously the Marine Corps is just like, we don't really got that kind of pull yet. We're gonna show you. So the Pacific happens. The island hopping. Island hopping method was actually fucking one of the best fucking methods to do, because like if we actually literally didn't do island hopping and just hit key locations during those islands, that we would have been there for 1,000 years.
Yeah, it's I read this whole book about the Marine island hopping. It was really brilliant the way they did it.
Yeah,
because you can't do like what you said, just hit key locations, because then you leave your right and your lefts open. You might leave your rear open, so you really have to take each island, and that's what Japan was doing all the way up to Hawaii.
Yeah,
because they want to take Hawaii. So
yeah.
they were doing the same thing.
So Japan fucked up. Okay, Japan got us. Finally fucking you broke the glass case and was like, you're free. Yeah. And the Marines are like, I don't know what to fucking do. It's still Army shit, I guess. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so the Marine Corps was underpaid by complete. Like, if you joined the Marine Corps, you joined the Marine Corps to fight. You didn't join the Marine Corps to fucking, like, yes, the dress blues, get the pussy. Like, you got massive pussy. We've seen the Pacific. Okay? We've seen the show. Massive pussy. Pussy's flying for fucking Marines. STDs everywhere, bro. But, like, the Army, like, you look at the Army, okay, we're on the fucking, like, my side of the history. And, like, but you look at the Army and what they did in the battles in fucking the European countries. Jesus, bro. Like, those are some fucking salt. There is some fucking, like, those are balls. Yeah. The U.S. Army went through, hit Normandy, and fucking went on a rampage. Mm-hmm. And they destroyed motherfuckers. And they made motherfuckers pay. Yeah. Now,
they kept on fucking pushing.
Yeah. And like, you guys,
so
and then, like,
started going, it wasn't like they would, like, hit a fucking spot and say, oh, fuck, we're stuck here. Like, that shit would last, like, a couple of days. Yeah. And next thing you know, they're, like, 100 miles further in.
Yeah. So, the push through, what was it, 82nd Airborne, the push through that they had from Belgium down. Now, that was, I can't think of the battle, but Patton came down, and they were surrounded, bro. They were outgunned. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, the Germans had everything on them. Mm-hmm. And they just fucking, that fight right there, like, don't get me wrong, man, I love the Bloody One. Yeah. I love their history. Yeah. Like, if I would ever go back into, like, the military, I would go to Army, and I would beg to go to the Bloody One. Just, I know it's probably a fucking terrible brigade, but it's just for the tradition, because, like, I was part of 2-9, and we only get activated during war. Yeah. So to be known that I was a part of a war battalion. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the history of fucking 2-9 or the history of the 9th Marines is that, like, that's fucking the Marines. Yeah. Like, you know, and, like, the stories and the histories of the Bloody One. Mm-hmm. Bloody One was activated and started back during World War One. Like, that's their history of the fucking Bloody One. And, like, they were gruesome, man. They were fucking war heroes. Always will be war heroes. That's a war battalion, bro. Like, that's a war brigade. That's a war fucking regiment. Like, that's yeah, the history. Just walking down their halls would be fucking scary. Like, that's history. So they're fighting, and you got the 82nd that's fighting, and you got all these famous fucking paratroopers and stuff. 101. You got the 101. Yeah. You got all these famous fucking army battalions are fighting Europe, and Hitler doesn't know what to fucking do at this point. He's losing his goddamn mind from the shakes.
You had the fucking National Guard there.
You did. That's the also the National Guard unit that we didn't talk about, but god damn it, I'm gonna find it. The Brooklyn fucking National Guard, the Harlem. Yeah. I think, what is it, the Harlem Knights?
Harlem Hellfighters.
Hellfighters, yes. Yeah. Okay, so they deserve as much respect as anybody, because they wasn't, like, during World War One, because remember, we were still segregated. Yeah. We were still, like, you know, a society, it's the way society was, man. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm not apologizing for our past. Mm-hmm. So they treated them like fucking piece of shit. Yeah. Like, if you were a black soldier or a black Marine, you got treated like shit, regardless. Didn't matter. You were just like, they got treated like shit in World War One. They fought in World War One and World War Two, and they were fucking gangsters. Gangsters with the fucking get. Obviously, they were into Harlem. They kind of, you know, Harlem at the time, New York City is pretty fucking, you know, it's pretty fucking rough. Okay, right. It's New York. It's the, you know, back in the day, it was the, if you would say we are the modern day Rome, where would you say Rome is? I would say New York City. That would
like
be
the actual city. Of
yeah.
Rome.
Like
Yeah.
the actual capital,
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
say it'd be Rome.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so they were fucking like it's New York, bro. Like back in the fucking like the 1900 early 1900s. This is fucking like this is a powerhouse.
Fucking
This
gangster
is
shit.
yeah. They did some gangster shit, man. Like what they did in fucking World War One, that was gangster. They were gangster motherfuckers with a gat.
Yeah.
World War Two happens, gangsters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you wanted to hit Nazis. Like, those motherfuckers were like, they were dedicated. They were dedicated to the cause, and and like, you know, they stood for something that I think our generation, my generation mainly, has failed to understand is that they stood for something even if it wasn't fucking promised to them. They believed in the American hope, the American dream. It's called an American dream for a fucking reason. So, you know, they're obviously fucking fighting. You got National Guard units fucking going to World War II.
Yeah.
And, like, they're fucking going in. Like, everybody, like, U.S. is just like, we're going in, bro.
Yeah, everybody's going.
We're going
All
in.
hands.
Yeah, we're going in. And, like, Hitler is just like, oh, fuck, man. And then, like, obviously you got those fucking motherfuckers over there on the island, and they're just like, yeah, we're going to keep fighting. So, they want to keep fighting. And, like, Germany couldn't handle us. Like, you released the hellhounds.
Yeah.
And, like, we were going for blood. And then once I think once we started noticing that they were murdering Jews and doing what they were doing, and I think that's when it changed the whole tide for Hitler, because once we started finding concentration camps and we started finding fucking Jews and stuff like that, and we started seeing, like, because you remember on Band of Brothers they show it when they invade a fucking concentration camp, and it's fucking like, dude's sickly.
Yeah.
And it's like inhumane.
The thing about that is that people were telling the U.S. that's what was going on.
Yeah.
But it just seems so unbelievable. They're like, the whole camps of Jews is being slaughtered. Okay. You know,
Yeah, the U.S. No, we didn't believe it. We're like, no,
Yeah.
I don't see millions of people doing that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like
It was just really
even to this
fucking
day,
bad.
like until I read that fucking book of Ordinary Men, the police battalion. Till I read that book, I didn't understand. Like, dude, that fucking like this is one of the reasons why I say that Germany should not lead militaries. Like, after you read that book and understand it and what the fuck happened, it pisses you off, because it's just like I was like, I don't believe in mass genocide, but I kind of want to wipe out Germany. Like, it's that anger, because what they were fucking doing.
It was fucking disgusting.
It was like, that's pure evil. Like, I think that was the difference in the tide of that, like, why everybody was just like, oh man, the U.S. is so great and everything. And it was the tide because we were like, once we found out, we were like, no, this ends. This ends now.
Yeah.
I'm going to end it my way. And I think there was also some reports that we also did drop a nuke on Germany, but I don't think it was a nuke. I think it was the little boy or the fat daddy or something like that. One of the bombs. I've seen it somewhere. I'm gonna have
a really big fucking bomb, but not nuclear.
Yeah, really fucking big bomb. I know we dropped it on Berlin. I know we dropped bombs in Berlin. We bombed the fuck out of Berlin.
Yeah, we did.
Like, it was just this war was fucking like, this is like you know, before World War One, we talked about that. I don't think it was really our war. I don't think we should have got involved, but we did.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to end it because it was going to last forever. Like, this is World War Two is just the fucking part two of World War One.
Yeah,
I mean, obviously World War One, World War Two, but this one was just like, this is hated rival over here. You guys hate each other. Doesn't have U.S. involvement. You're killing Jews and trying to wipe out an entire race.
Yeah.
That's evil. And this is where we're going to step in. And
Actually,
then,
on both ends.
yeah,
Because you still got the Chinese
yeah,
trying to survive.
but we don't.
A handful of Japanese going over there.
But we don't really talk about that, because I think when you look at it, like I said, it was like 8 million Jews versus fucking a couple 100,000. And you're just like, not really. Like, the same thing that we don't talk about with Stalin, how he killed over fucking millions of his
Shit
own
tons of
people.
Yeah, way more than Hitler.
Yeah, way more than Hitler did. And we're just like, oh, well, you know, communism, it works. And it's just like, oh, it does. It does, doesn't it? Yes. They were on the point of starvation, because communism, socialism does the same thing. It goes to starvation and genocide.
Yeah.
So, which one do you guys say works? Because it does. I mean, if you want to do population control, yes, be my guess.
That's great.
Yes, it's great. It's great. Population control. We have too many fucking Russians. Oh, it's time to get rid of them.
Too starved and weak to fight back. They want to slaughter her.
And then, like, the Russian people are just like, man, I kind of don't want to fight for you. And it's just like, I don't really have a choice. Like, their whole mentality, you remember when, like, we joke about it, but it's like the Russian mentality. It's like, I hand you ammo, he has a gun. If he dies, you take... Because they didn't have enough supplies. Like, socialism at this point in fucking, like, communism, socialism, whatever it is, fascism... All three of those are going on right now. You got... Dudes are fucking starving. Mm-hmm. Okay, the German people are failing at this point. Yeah. Because fascism took over, and it was booming for a while because it was something new, something different, and it brought Germany back to power. Mm-hmm. Well, once that power started going, and like by 1942, 44, somewhere around there, they were fucking broke. Yeah. They were broke, man. They had no money. They were fucking like starving. They were like, you know what I mean? Like,
they were sending kids off.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, there's, this war is fucking like, these two wars, it was pretty much a ceasefire for fucking 20 years almost. It was just like, ceasefire. Yeah. We'll chill out. And then Germany was just like, nope, not going to chill out now. And it's just like, you're really not going to chill out. So, this is going on. And, we got this, all these big players on the table right now. So you have Churchill, you have FDR, you have Stalin, you have Hitler, you have Mussolini. I mean, you got these... Who was the fucking French prime minister? Jesus Christ, bro. Like,
was it Germany again?
Germany, Hitler. You got Hitler again. The French prime minister, Hitler. I mean, like, don't get me wrong, there was the French resistance that they had. And everybody's bringing it up, and they're like, oh, the French resistance. And I was just like, sit your little ass down. Like, you're not a player, bro. Like, you haven't been a player. You're still not a player. You're still not a player. And I'll say it to every Frenchman. I don't care. You're not a player, bro.
Well, when you go into Afghanistan and then pay the Taliban not to assault your base while you're there,
yeah,
you're not a player.
No, you're not a player. Well, it's not only that. They fucked us in Vietnam.
Yeah.
So
well, they fucked themselves in Vietnam,
and then they asked for our help, and then we helped, and then they
balled out when we got
yeah. So they're not a player, bro. Like, I mean, I've seen some stuff about the French Foreign Legion, and I'm like, cool, man. They're mercenary soldiers that they. I was just like, pretty much, you keep a mercenary around because your military always gets invaded. Yeah. They haven't been a player since Napoleon. Let's and even with Napoleon failed.
Yeah, but Napoleon had a good fucking run though.
Yeah, he did.
I mean,
he did. I'll give him that. So we're in Eastern Europe now, and we're fucking like, I'm pretty sure we probably fought Russians at the same time. I'm pretty sure, like, so. I mean,
I've heard some talk about that, but
I think, I mean, honestly, I believe and I think that we did because there's no reason for this kind of hatred. Like, I knew, like, you know what I mean? I know what they wanted.
Yeah.
And we wanted the same thing. Yeah. And we were like, oh no.
We were like right next to each other.
Yeah. So. And I was just like, nah, bro, we're going to take that. And then you're like, nah. And I was just like, all right.
Yeah, because before the actual division, you had America and Germany, and you had Russia and Germany.
Yeah.
Russia's on like this huge rape spree. They're just fucking raping everybody.
Yeah.
Stealing shit. And it's kind of hard to believe that the Russians are right here, and then the American soldiers are across the block,
Yeah.
And like nothing happened.
And we're just like, oh yeah, nothing was going on. Yeah. Because I mean, like, there's also reports of like our fucking Delta Force fighting fucking Spetsnaz in the fucking 80s. Like,
I totally believe it.
I was just like, oh yeah, dude. Yeah, they were like, oh, it's a Cold War. I was like, no, it's not an official war, but it is the world is at a pause right now because the world is like, please don't do anything. Yeah. Like it's.
Well, I mean, Vietnam took place during the Cold War.
Yeah. So and we were fighting communism. Come on, man. Like we change our war front.
Right.
So this is going on. Obviously, Europe happens. Hitler gives up, kills himself, or lives in fucking Argentina somewhere. We don't know. You know what I mean? Like nobody. Like it's just like the whole fucking the world's flat kind of thing. Like people are bringing up shit that doesn't. Like let's just be 100% honest. Hitler's dead. He's dead now, but he was dead. He was dead then. Mm-hmm. So he's dead. Motherfucker's dead.
I have an opinion on that one.
So, his generals are fucking turning on him. There's literally a military coup going on right now. Hitler is losing control of his own country, losing control of his people. The military is not wanting to fight for him.
Like 3 attempts on his life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did that movie with Tom Cruise in it, Valhalla.
Yeah. Valkyrie.
Valkyrie, yes, Valkyrie.
Yes, so that was the one with the bomb. I never saw the movie, but they tried to put the bomb underneath the big ass table.
Yeah.
But the table was like so fucking thick and soaked up the the concussion from the fucking bomb.
Yeah.
They never killed him.
So
and then they tried to have a sniper kill him at one point.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the other one was.
And then Ryson. They tried to poison him. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the Valkyrie was based off of him trying to, I believe, poison him. Okay. He was conspiring against it because he was actually a famous Nazi fucking commander. Mm-hmm. And he fought in the whole fucking, the North Africa battles and shit. And he was pretty solid, I guess. You still have to respect them. Like, they had some good war fighters. I'll give them that. But they were on the wrong side of history. They shouldn't have been, but they were on the wrong side. It's just the... so, this is going on. Hitler obviously fucking ends it. And then Japan's just like, not today, motherfucker. And, like, U.S. is just like, I want to go home. I'm the bar fight is done. Like, and then you got that random person that's still trying to escalate.
Police are already there, everybody's
yeah, there. The police is already there.
So
the world.
One motherfucker over there swinging on somebody.
Yeah, you got that one motherfucker that says, "I wish a motherfucker would," and you're just like, okay, that's it. So Japan's still in the fucking fight. The Pacific happens, and pussy's flying everywhere. Pussy's flying everywhere. Australian women are just giving it up to us. We're taking their women. That's the reason why they hate us. Yeah. We were taking that shit, dude. No, they were. There's rumors about it. They were throwing tennis balls with their names on it.
I've heard that.
Up to the ships when the Marines came, and whatever. We're us in Australia. We're cool, man. I think we're cool. We're just fucking retarded cousins of each other, and so this is going on. Island hopping. Yeah, obviously you had the Philippines campaign. You had the Guadalcanal. You have the, you had Iwo Jima. And you have, Iwo Jima, obviously, one of the famous battles for Marines, obviously, with the whole flag thing. It's a huge battle. It's just, the Pacific Campaign was probably one of the most gruesome ones. I think there's a difference between fighting savages and fighting, two savages fighting each other. Because the Marines were underpaid. They didn't have enough resources. And, the Marine Corps has always been taught that, and it's stupid. It's a stupid method. If you got money, spend it on fucking your men. Instead, the Marine Corps is just like, well, we can just go to war with our rifle and that's it. And it's just like, yes, you can, but
it's like keep them hungry.
Yeah, starve them. You starve a dog. What do you do to fighting dogs? You starve them.
Yeah.
You treat them like shit and you starve them. So that's the Marine Corps. That's the Army got a little bit better. I wouldn't say much during that time period because war hasn't really changed at this point.
Yeah.
There's no advancements. Obviously, there's the tanks, which the Army tanks somehow, I don't know how, defeated the Germans. But the Germans outnumbered the fucking army, the American tankers by 10 to 1 or something.
It's a really good mystery because the American tanks were under-armored, they were smaller, they had smaller cannons. Maybe we just had
it's fight of the dog, bro.
Something, yeah.
It's fight of the dog. You know what I mean? I think the Germans got a little bit too arrogant.
Well, I'm sure.
And they were like, oh yeah, we're going to just sweep them under the table, and we're just like, no, stop, seriously, stop, dude. You know what I mean? It was kind of one of those mentalities, but it was just, it's crazy how they fucking outnumbered us by tanks.
Yeah.
So you go to the Marine Corps side. And you're on the Pacific, and all you have is your fucking rifle, and you're fighting for fucking showering, and you're fighting for fucking you know what I mean? You're dying out there. You're pretty much going to an island to fucking die. That's the Marine Corps philosophy. It was just you're a body bag filler, that's all you are. So you got motherfuckers out there on that island. You got fucking the old breed with fucking 1st Marine Division.
Yeah. You
got fucking Chessie Puller running and gunning out there. Chessie Puller and his fucking Marines, people that would die for that motherfucker because he was war hardened. You got him going around. You get it's gruesome fucking battles. Gruesome battles, man. The war is fucking it's not trench warfare. It's fucking kill that motherfucker. It's you got Japanese attacking from all fronts. You're on their land. You don't know anything. Eastern European, it's pretty much any other fucking. It's like America, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're fighting Germany, and Germany is pretty much similar to America.
Mm-hmm.
You're fighting in France, which is similar to America because of the whole Western civilization.
Mm-hmm.
So you're fighting in the streets. You're fighting around cities. It's easy to navigate.
Yeah.
I mean, you're fighting out in fields.
Mm-hmm.
You go to fucking island hopping. You do island hopping. You're bouncing from island to island, and they all look the same. They all have. It's a fucking hot. Sucks dick.
Jungle.
It's a jungle.
Engagement's a lot closer.
Yeah, engagements.
Plus all the fucking tunnels and shit.
Yeah. So they're
the Asians is fucking digging.
I don't fucking know, dude. I don't fucking
Tell
know.
you.
Guerrilla warfare, bro. Like they are the masters of the fucking guerrilla warfare. The whole fucking Art of War book, man. I guess they all got copies of it somewhere. They just like fucking, oh, here now, guy. Oh, stupid round eye, motherfucker. Yeah, we're going to build tunnels. And you're just like, why the fuck are you building tunnels?
It's like you join the army and they hand you a rifle and a shovel.
Yeah. It's just like, so you got this going on in the Pacific. Navy, they're kamikazing. They're fucking, they're dying for like their cause, man. Like when you have something that's fucking serious, like that fucking serious, and you're dying for that cause. That's kind of like we see it now with the terrorists, with the ISIS and stuff, and we can't really like. I wouldn't say we can't defeat it because we can. We're just playing this fucking politics bullshit.
Right.
But with them, it was just like, holy fuck, bro, you're willing to die for your like I get dropping bombs and shit, but like they kind of viewed it as just like, well, I'm gonna die regardless, so I'm gonna just kill myself. Yeah. And it's just like it was an honorable death, and you're just like suicide, honorable death. We look at it as a fucking coward mood. Yeah. And like they went on that whole rampage of it, and it was just like it was like, holy fuck, dude, like pump the brakes on this one. We gotta end this. Like we're gonna be here for a while if we don't end this. And so, we were talking to obviously we created a nuclear bomb and we dropped it on them, which is great. We showed our force, we showed our hand, we showed who's the big dick daddy over here again. Yeah. And, Japan still wanted it. So we're like, all right, drop another one. Like, you know what I mean? At that point in time, like, think about it, bro. Like, FDR is probably like, holy fuck, you guys didn't surrender on that one? Like, Jesus fuck, dude, surrender. Surrender. The war's over. Yeah. We took your allies. Mussolini's hanging from the streets getting killed by his own people. Hitler shot himself. You have no help.
It's over. It's done.
It's over. It's done. And they're like, no, it's not. And it's just like, why are you not ending this? Like the whole time, like the whole, so we drop another fucking nuke. And when we dropped another nuke, I'm pretty sure if it wasn't for that fucking second nuke hit, they would probably be like, is that all you got?
Yeah, I'm sure it would have been. Because they were still wanting to fight after that.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they did, but like I think when they realized that we wasn't going to stop because
that wasn't one on. We had more.
Yeah, it was just like we're done, man. Like we're done. We're finished. No more throwing hands. We're done. And you're just like, no, you're not. I'm not done. And it's just like, I'm done. Yeah. I don't know how many times I got to tell you I'm done. I'm done on this. And so it was one of those. It was a weird situation, man. Like, and now they are. Weird into fucking like cartoon characters and shit. So it's just
selling used underwear and vending machines.
Yeah, so I mean, we kind of fucked them up.
Mental.
Yeah, we made them a little go. I think they exhaust all their. Well, they also during the time period after after World War II, they also a lot of their masculinity left. Like so, they lost a lot of their masculinity. And it's the same thing going on.
With Germany.
Yeah, it's the same thing going on with Germany because we killed all their warriors. So it was just like
war is probably not your thing anymore.
Yeah,
you had to get run. Germany had a thing, we get it. You sacked freaking Rome. You had some cool shit going on to a barbarian thing.
Yeah.
Now it's time to hang it up. Japan, you kicked ass across Asia, your whole samurai thing. China still doesn't want to fuck with you. We get it, but now it's time to make anime.
Yeah,
some fucking DVD players.
We're done with you. We're done with you. So like it's also too that they a lot of the masculinity went to the Yakuzas.
Yeah.
And they started the mafia families and stuff.
Yeah.
And so they started that, and I would actually like to do find some information on the mafia during World War II. What was their play in that?
Oh, really? Yeah, because there was a lot going on in the United States, and you did have the mafia in China and Japan that was pretty active. And what I thought was fascinating is that Japan took World War II so seriously that they actually brought back ninja. Like with that fucking Black Dragon Society.
Yeah.
They actually fucking just like, we need ninjas again.
They went a little serious, bro. They went. I mean, I'm telling you, it's just, dude. Like, it was a fucked up war, man. Like, you look at it and they're like, oh, it's the Great War. Like, obviously, World War One was a Great War, but you look at it and they're like, oh yeah, we did this and this and this, and we fucking did all this other shit, and it's just like, yeah, but it was fucked up.
Yeah.
Like everything that we did was fucked up. Like we had concentration camps on our own fucking land. That we went out there fucking Italians, we went out there Japanese, and we went out there Germans. Like we had fucking concentration camps. Now the Italian families and the German ones, we don't really talk much about it because it's like, well, it's white people. Like,
well, they also had people that were like higher up in the standing. People with money, influence, that sort of thing. Which I think kept it from getting so out of hand, So you might have been blackballed from your job or fired from your job, a bunch of other shit happening.
Yeah.
But because like if you have all these German immigrants that are actually making money, or all these Italians that are actually making money, versus the Japanese, and they're like really good farmers, but they're not making money because at the time. Oh, there was so many Japanese in that country that were just straight up farmers. Like they were, like the Mexicans back then. You know what I mean? They just came over here to work and do their thing. So when we started rounding them up, they didn't really have a whole lot of people speaking out against it, against that happening.
Yeah, they went a little hard, man, on the Japanese because, like you said, they were farmers. This is the same thing what we did to the Irish back in World War II. I mean, not World War II, excuse me, Civil War. What Lincoln said. Lincoln's was like, I'm not really worried about my military. I got another Irishman coming off the boat. He's gonna fight for me. So you know what I mean, like,
and that's what he did.
Yeah. So like what they were doing was they were taking Japanese and they were just like, well, they were also the weird part about these concentration camps. So it's like the high society with the high power rollers. Mm-hmm. They actually had resources to keep their life, to keep their powers going on. They didn't take them. They were just like, all right. Yeah. But the ones that they want and then what they have with the U.S. entrance, that's who they took.
Yeah.
They were like, no, like people were telling on each other, like because you can't really tell the difference between a German and American.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
especially one that's been over here for a while.
Yeah, you can't really tell the difference. Obviously, that Nazi that Trump kicked out fucking was over here for like 90 years or some shit. Like, he was over here for a long ass time. But I guarantee if he didn't say he was a Nazi or not, or didn't tell anybody about how he fought in World War II, he was still been able to live.
Yeah.
But they found out who he was, or they knew, and they just didn't do anything about it. And then Trump was just like, get the fuck out. So... I mean, you know what I mean? Like, there's a difference between a Japanese person and a white guy.
Yeah.
There's a complete difference. So, yeah, there was fucking dudes getting fucking ringed up from Germany and fucking that were Italian because they were just like, what are you going to pay me? Yeah. So that's like, Camp Butner, bro. Like, right around the corner had a fucking concentration camp into it, or a fucking internment camp for Germans. It was a hit, yeah. Like if you ever go out, if you go out there at the POW camp, yeah, that's the old German fucking, yeah. So they, yeah, dude, yeah. I was just like, no shit. And so you got, you got this going on, and there's also we did a lot of bad shit during that time, man. We did a lot of bad shit. The U.S. we can say what we want to. I mean, I would say we're winners. That's winners do bad shit to get fucking shit done. Like, think about it, bro. Like, I mean, this as the person I do. Like, if it push comes to shove, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it. So, us doing the evil shit that we did towards the Japanese and the Germans. Not many Germans. I mean, it was mainly on the East Coast that it was the whole German side and fucking Italy. Yeah. Then the West Coast had all the Japanese, obviously from the migration kind of angle where they came in. Right. So. Kind of put two and two together, and but I don't regret it. I don't regret any of it. For us to win a war, yeah, it takes us to fucking do sacrifice. It's the same thing.
Well, we need it, and I think that's why we fail so much now, is because people don't. Is it's really easy to get into a war.
Yeah.
But then once you're in it, all of a sudden people don't want to do what it takes to finish it.
That's true.
So I mean, either we're gonna go all in, or we're just gonna hang out at the house and chill.
Yeah.
But if you're gonna send us in, realize that it's gonna take some nasty shit to fucking win.
Yeah.
So let's get it fucking done, and let's go home.
That's pretty much how I feel about it. It's just like we need to change our whole perspective of playing the game. Like you can't play politics in war.
Yeah.
You can't. You can try. I mean, a lot of countries have tried. We have tried multiple times. In the last 2 wars, we have seen it. It does not work.
Mm-hmm.
The last 3 wars. So Vietnam. Do we really count Desert Storm? No, I don't count it. I mean, when a Desert Storm vet tells me about his combat stories, I kind of laugh. So, no offense to them, they did their cause.
It was that one guy that did that really cool thing.
Yeah, the Delta Force, those Delta Force guys, they did the one thing back in the 80s and 90s when they were fighting Russians. Yeah, those one guys. Yeah, those that's a different story. But like conflicts, like we have always had conflicts, but I don't think, like with the last 3 wars, they've shown that we shouldn't be fucking playing politics. Like honestly, we should just go in, invade, and conquer, and leave.
Yeah, it's easier, it's more time effective, and it costs us money.
Yep, it does, and that. I'm pretty sure that is it, because we did end up talking about the Iraq War and making fun of other veterans and stuff. Making fun of the Grenada veterans. Grenada's a real deal, bro.
I'm a veteran of Panama.
Panama sucks dick. I'm going to be honest. Panama sucks dick.
I heard it was beautiful. I always want to go.
Well,
I know an Air Force dude.
So I went... I'm going to say it sucked dick for me, and Panama's a fucking shitty-ass country. It's because I got off the boat. I was floating around for like a couple months, get off the boat, and they're like, alright, motherfuckers, you guys want to fuck up? Everybody back on the fucking boat. So the Navy was just like, everybody get her back on the fucking boat. And we were like, pfft. I literally stepped on the port. Literally was in Panama for maybe 5 minutes. And then I was told to get back on the boat.
Damn.
Yeah, I was just like...
For what?
I don't know, man. Navy did something the night before. The Navy's always doing something to fuck. Like, I guess they found out about the bar fight that between the Navy and the Marines that I had no part in. Like, I stayed to myself when I was on Cuba. Like, I'll tell you, like, Cuba is a terrible place. Like, it's terrible. Like, it's gorgeous, but it's terrible. Everything there wants to kill you. Like, it's like another fucking Australia. Like, there's jellyfish everywhere. There's fucking sea orchard sea orchards. That's everywhere. You got jellyfish. You got fucking sharks. You got fucking Navy people that wants to kill you. Cubans that wants to kill you. You have ISIS just chilling out in the fucking prison man camp over there. Like everything. The birds probably want to kill you. Like it was hot as fuck for no reason. Like that was Cuba, man. Cuba was hot as fuck for no fucking reason. Like it's November and it's 110, and you're like, why are you so hot? And so, like, there was a huge bar fight that broke out between Navy and fucking Marines, and it always happens. And I was just like, well, what do you think is going to happen when you have alcohol on a fucking island, you dumb fucks? Like, you get a bunch of fucking testosterone running motherfuckers running around each other, and you got Navy fucking criticizing fucking. It was the one night that I didn't want to go out, so it's me and my corpsman, and he was just like, hey, bro, you want to go out? And I was like, nah, man, I just don't feel like it. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna just drink in my room and go to sleep. I wanted to sleep early because a month long straight of partying kind of fucking takes a toll on you. So like I was just like, all right, whatever, bro. Like you can go out. So like, apparently he went out, and so they get in an argument. He's a corpsman. Navy doesn't like corpsmen because if they're green side, they don't really consider them fucking Navy.
The Marines don't consider them.
Yeah, so they're kind of like a disowned little bastard child, and like I guess he got really drunk and was just like, I don't know what I am, like nobody accepts me. But I love the dude to death, man. Like I love the dude to death, awesome guy. So this is good. Like they get in this huge bar fight over something. I think it was over some dude was trying to fuck some girl, and like what was going around is that there was a black book. I don't know if you ever get on a Navy ship. Find out where the black book is, but if you don't, it's kind of a whore. Like that's what she is. She's a whore for the night. So you it's a list that I guess apparently I don't know much about it. I just know that there's a black book. Well, one of the guys from our company was just like hitting on her, and the Navy dude was just like, "You need to pump your brakes, bro. Like this is my night." And he was just like, "It's like what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like she's obviously digging this."
Yeah.
And so he was just like, "No, she's mine." And so a couple more words, yada yada yada. The next minute, they're fucking fighting. Huge Navy fight. Fucking MPs are getting called. Marines are fucking running towards the ports. Like, you know what I mean? Like Marines are fucking like trying to swim across the fucking port because there's two islands. Like there's two. It's like it's separated by a laguna kind of thing. So like you have the Marine side, which is a shithole, and then you have the Navy side, which is really nice.
Right.
So everybody goes over to the Navy side of the party, and so like they're just fucking trying to get out. Like they're like cops are all over the place. Army and fucking Navy police is there. Joint Chiefs of Staff's fucking pissed. She finally goes off. Fucking tells we're leaving the next day, and she went to go and said something or some shit, and I guess apparently the Navy finally found out, and the Navy was just like, not today. You're not. No ports. Ports shut down. And so, like, I was literally on Panama for like 5 minutes, and it was hot as balls, and it sucked. So, I was in Panama for 30 minutes, maybe max total, and then we.
Now, see, when I heard about Panama, it was from an Air Force security guy.
Yeah.
Which makes sense about why it was so nice.
Yeah.
Because like his story, so he was part of one of the Air Force like security personnel, and they did like the regular 12-hour shifts, 4 days, something like that, and they just like they left their base, they would ride around, make sure everybody was safe.
Yeah.
Like, do police work. I think he said that he had to serve a couple of warrants for people living out base and shit that got stupid, but he started talking about floating down the river and like scenic fucking boats and shit and listening to monkeys and everything. I'm like, okay. But I mean, that is the Air Force.
Yeah, well, the Air Force kind of makes everything seems better than what it is.
Yeah.
Even though that it really was a shithole, bro. Like, I'm not gonna even lie. Like, that shit was a shithole. Like, it's a South American fucking area. It's a third world country, and it's just fucking, it's a shithole. Yeah. But yeah, so Panama and fucking Cuba. I can say though, the Navy chow halls are a lot better than the Marine Corps chow halls. So I can say that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Well, it's Navy. They're all fat. So.
Yeah.
You ever seen a Navy person in fucking rags, anyways? See. So everybody's talking about how Air Force chow halls are, but I was just like, I don't know, bro. Yeah. Navy's kind of legit compared to. Well, you also got to look. I'm eating in the fucking slums. That's what I've been eating at for the longest time. So like, I go from the slums to fucking some other branch chow hall, and it's a little bit better. But yeah, I'm gonna end it on this one. I think we got a good 2.5 hours of fucking podcast done, and I think this was a really good episode. Even though we said that we were gonna focus on World War One. It turned out to be World War II, Panama, fucking Vietnam, and
apparently ADD is a real thing.
It is. It's deadly, isn't it? Like, it's get a couple fucking ADD pills going on. But back on a serious note that I always fucking post on the end of the episode, and I know I've said it before and I'll say it again. Suicide awareness is huge, especially in the veteran community. We need to start helping each other. If the VA is not going to help us, or if they are, there's also a suicide awareness number that I will share on to the podcast. This is for episode 19 and a half, I guess. Well, I guess it's fucking 19 episodes already. I'm almost to 20.
That's cool.
So it's, I shared it on episode 18. I'll share it again. I'll keep sharing it. Just want to put the awareness out there for others to try to, solve the issues. Appreciate it for your time. Thank you for coming over. Thank you for doing this show. And hopefully ADD won't kick in on the next show. But anyways, I hope everybody has a good holidays, and I will see you next time.
Goodbye, everybody.